Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFFT Source, your premier guide to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. And after about 7 good months of not being here, we're finally here. It is the opening weekend of Hallowfest 2020, which is their new Halloween-themed event. And this event is definitely going to be different than Fright Fest because it is aimed towards the COVID-19 safety guidelines as the top priority. So things aren't going to be the same, but we are still very excited to be here and excited to see how this Halloween event goes. So this is going to be kind of a two-part video. The first video is going to be daytime and not just Hallowfest stuff. We're going to actually kind of talk about the COVID protocols because we haven't gone through that. I do expect it to be the same as Six Flags Over Texas, but maybe with a few different things. We'll check out Daredevil Dive Flying Machines, which has changed substantially since we've been here last, and really just look around at other updates from the park. And then, of course, we're going to show you kind of how the Hallowfest stuff looks during the day. I know a lot of people come here with their children or with people who are maybe not super into getting scared. So we'll give you a look at that as well so you can kind of gauge when you want to come out here. And then, of course, we will have a second video later on that shows all of the nighttime spectacles of Hallowfest. So let's head into the park. All right, folks, and we have made it into the reserved parking lot for Diamond and Diamond Elite members, and as you can see, social distancing of the parking spots is in full effect. You even get instructions when you come in, basically telling you, hey, don't mess with the cones, respect what we're doing here, you know, etc., etc. So they got a really good setup out here. It definitely makes the parking lot look a lot busier than it is, but I do think it's going to be a very busy opening weekend of Hallowfest. All right, folks, and as we get up towards the entrance, you can see up there a temperature screening tent. And of course, here at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, they also have the touchless security system. And once we get in, we'll see what else is going on. It's super easy getting into the park, even though it is fairly crowded out here. You can see right here at the entrance, the first new noticeable thing is this brand new skip the line pickup. So they're trying to kind of divert traffic from Flash Pass. So if you have Diamond or Diamond Elite and you need to pick up your skip the line pass, this is probably a good option. I'm sure you can still go to Flash Pass though. And of course, just like in the past, right here in Los Festivales, as you walk down the streets, you are greeted by these hanging skulls. Always a nice, fun touch. All right, folks, right here in Texas State Square, right on in Los Festivales, you have the Soul Harvest Scare Zone. And it's very similar to how it's been in years past. I think the one main difference you can see is that there is fencing. So they've kind of fenced off this inside area here, and the fence kind of runs around the back of this barn. And what I'm assuming this is going to be is like a perimeter where the monsters stay in here and you stay on this side of the fence, just to promote that social distancing. So that does make a lot of sense. And of course, you've got your really scary jack-o'-lantern creature over here that we're gonna have to check out when it gets darker. And just to the right of the Soul Harvest Scare Zone, you have Teatro Fiesta, and this is where Terror at Teatro is playing, which is a brand new show for Hallowfest. You can see the Saturday show times right there. If you're looking for full show times, those are on our website at sfftsource.com, but you can see the stage is all decked out and ready to go for Halloween and looking really good. So we'll have to come back and check this out later. Should be a really fun show. Another important thing to note, at Boomerang here in Los Festivales, it is actually shut down right now as they refurbish the train. Don't really have a timeline on when it opens, but just wanted y'all to be aware for all of you Boomerang fanatics, all 4 of you that exist. It's very important to point out that Six Flags Fiesta Texas is now a cashless location. So if you plan on paying with cash, you will have to go to a reverse ATM, and you can get a card with your cash loaded on it for free. And on this sign, you can see the locations where those kiosks are located. So front gate, La Terraza, that's over near the membership area, the membership center. Thirsty Buffalo Saloon, the Games Midway by Superman Krypton Coaster, Spotsburg Arcade, Rockville, and then of course the Boardwalk Arcade. So kind of basically where ATMs were located already. It's also important to point out that we've seen lots of social distancing markers, and then essentially it seems like every between 20 and 50 feet you are greeted with a hand sanitizer station, which is definitely intense, but in a good way, because it promotes you to keep your hands clean. And our second live entertainment show offering is here in Sundance Theater in Crack-Axle Canyon. And you can see that this is the home of Wicked Mix, which features a live band. Very exciting. It's fun to see a show taking place in Sundance Theater always, and they did a really good job kind of dressing up the stage. I don't know how well you can see that because the sun's not playing nice with us, but we're definitely going to have to check this out later as well. And as we make our way further into Crack-Axle Canyon, you can see Steam Pumpkins, which is a new area. And it's basically these big pumpkin lanterns that you can kind of see down the way. I bet this looks really cool at night. There's also another huge pumpkin feature that's kind of down the way, and we will have to show you that. And as we make our way through the Steam Pumpkin area, I've actually gotten a lot of questions about what this Looney Tunes photo op situation is. And as you can see, they are hanging out right here under this awning. You have a fun backdrop, and you've got Bugs Bunny, and basically they let you kind of sit on this stack of hay, and then the characters get behind you and you get to take pictures with the characters. They're also doing trick-or-treating here. They're handing out prepackaged candy, so this is really fun. This is a really nice idea to kind of get the characters back in and introduced, and a really nice touch for the daytime portion of the event. Just a closer look at some of these pumpkins. They're just hanging above the pathway, and they should all light up at night as well. And here's the other main piece to the Steam Pumpkin area, which is this huge steampunk pumpkin hanging out here. This is really awesome. This is really, really cool looking. And one thing that y'all might not know is that the park actually makes these in-house. So there are very talented people working at the park, and it's cool that they are getting to use those talents to make all of this awesome stuff. Of course, maybe the moment some of y'all have been waiting for here in Crack-Axle Canyon is Daredevil Dive Flying Machines. And you can see this awesome entrance portal here with the spinning gears and spinning propeller on the signage. But let's just kind of do a walk around. The ride is not open yet. No real timeline on when it will open, but you can see some of the awesome theming with the ride in the background. You have an amazing shot of Iron Rattler from here. You have this really cool tractor, and they've got a speaker there making tractor noises, which is always good. I really like the way they kind of did the rugged landscaping around here. And of course, as you get into this covered queue area, you have all kinds of really fun things to look at. Now, one thing that's interesting is that they do have basically these barriers, these clear barriers to help with the whole social distancing, spreading of germs. So maybe this will open sooner than we think. They also do have the queue line marked out with the social distancing markers, so maybe this is closer than we actually think. But I love the detail on a lot of the theming here, and you can see it wraps all the way around up against Chop 6 over here. But this all looks really good. And of course, we couldn't leave this area without giving you a good look at the ride, which I think is pretty hard to concept when it's not operating, but you can kind of see what the seating arrangements are and how the ride is laid out. You can see that each of these quote-unquote airplanes on a stick hold 4 riders, and I love that the back row is actually elevated over the top row, so those riders in the back should be able to see over that first row, which will give them a much better ride experience. But you can see that they've done theming all the way along here too. You've got lighting effects. I believe that these shoot out smoke and fire and stuff like that. So very fun. Really looking forward to this. This is a really awesome addition to the Crack-Axle Canyon kind of steampunk theme that they have going on. And as we wind the corner here in Crack-Axle Canyon near Lone Star Lil's, you run into your next scare zone, which is the all-new Fear Acres. They built these really impressive buildings, and the main reason I'm showing you these during the day, like I said, is so you can kind of gauge if it's appropriate for you to come visit. But you can see that there's another shack over here. Of course, there's nothing scary taking place during the day, so these are really fun. Of course, there's tons of lighting out here to do all of the fun lighting effects. You can see there, you've got the sign looks really cool, and of course you have the backdrop of the quarry wall right here, which is always a good touch. It looks like the other main piece you have is this truck along with another building, so this is definitely, you know, much more spread out than what they had. And just like over at the Soul Harvest scare zone, I have a feeling all of your monsters are going to be behind this fencing so that they are a distance away from you and so that they can promote that distancing. But man, look at some of the detail around here. You've got this cool truck, you've got like a half dead body and another half dead body hanging out. That's lots of fun. And then of course in Lone Star Lil's at night you have the Frightful Finale, which is a brand new fireworks show during Hallowfest. And we've made our way into the Spotsburg section in our next scare zone, which is Wicked Hollow. You can see the back of this huge statue. But over here you have kind of your nasty stuff set up, which is not super evident if you don't walk over here. But you can see it here. And then over here they have basically just this well that's out here. One of the big changes, if you come around this way, you'll see the cart that's normally out here, and they have this fenced off, which is probably where your scare actors, I'm guessing, will be at night. But during the day, it's pretty harmless to walk through here, so not a lot of crazy stuff to see. And just so you can see this awesome statue right here. This was new last year. It's awesome to see that it's back. We're over here at the Spotsburg arcade, and you can see one of these reverse ATM machines, and this is so you can convert your cash into card so you can be able to pay. And just wanted you all to see what these look like in case you're looking for one. So right here in Rockville, right across from Batman the Ride in front of Poltergeist, you have your next kind of Hallowfest set up, and you can see it's basically just a big cemetery. This is a really cool use of this space, and I'm actually wondering if this will have monsters in it at night as well. But just another cool kind of new touch to their Halloween events. And we make our way further down the streets of Rockville. You run into the Infestation scare zone. So you can see here you've got a crashed alien spaceship, which was here last year. Very cool piece. And we keep making our way down this way. You can see they put up this very cool sign that's very kind of 50s-esque. And then of course on the Rockville sign it says closed due to invasion. That's pretty good. They did move the meteorite and the bus down over here this year. There is a little bit of maybe some mildly graphic things happening. You can see an alien ripping through this person. So if that's something you're worried about being here during the day, you will see that. But you can see we've got this meteorite which is crashed right in front of Rockville High School. You've got another alien. I guess he's like having a nice dinner with that bleeding man. And then of course the bus has made it over here, just like I said. Up on top of Primo's Pizzeria, you've got some kind of ripped up netting. And then of course you've got another big huge monster up here on top of Candy Storm. So really detailed scare zone, and just kind of like the last ones, you can see that this area is fenced in, and like I've said before, I have a feeling these fenced in areas is where the monsters probably live at night, so that there is appropriate distancing.
My grandma got a rave, my grandma got a rave, my grandma got a rave in the grave. Granny wouldn't mind it when she passed away. Eyes can't see what's underneath. I can't stop and you can't stop me. I'm gonna get the fire started.
I'm turned on to scared of you. Oh, she's a monster. She's a monster. You're a monster. You're a monster. You're a monster. But I don't mind. I don't mind. And I need her.
Running there before I come and go. It's trying it, I want it, it's taking me over. Say what you want, but I'll never be true. 'Cause I'm in love with a monster. I'm in love with a monster. But I'm in love with a monster. Hit me! Hit me!
And every shadow filled up with doubt. I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, I wanna do bad things with you.
Then when I'm thirsty, I drink their blood. Carnivore animal, I am a cannibal. I eat boys up, you better run. I am cannibal, cannibal, I am cannibal. Whenever you tell me I'm pretty, that tuna hunger really hits me. The cross, almost like a dream. She was mine. The cross,
Sometimes I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah. Finders, keepers, losers, reverse. Double, double, double down. Finders, keepers, losers, reverse. Double, double, double down.
When she's screaming, I'm the night. Grab a shotgun, kinda crazy. She's poison but tasty. Got people saying run, go away. She's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. I'm the mine.
You go about your day, baby, while I hide from the sun. It's better if you don't understand, 'cause you won't know what's like until you try. You know I've been waiting on the other side. You can't change your mind. Yeah, I'm a monster, but I'm no Frankenstein.
And quite frankly, I've been feeling it strained in between my eyes. I really can't explain what I feel inside. If you knew who I was, you run it hot. Run your tried to go into the night, across over the line and come back alive. But that's the price we pay when we living on the other side.
I'll be waiting on the other side.
I'm not a trick you play. I'm wired a different way. I'm not a mistake. I'm not a fake. It's set in my DNA. Don't change me. Don't change me. Don't change me. Don't change me. I can't be tamed. I wanna fly. I wanna try. I wanna go. I wanna be a part of something I don't know. With your head, you dance, dance, dance till you're dead. With your head.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream,
But terror takes a sound before you can feel.
it's hard to breathe. As horror looks you right between the eyes, you're paralyzed. 'Cause this is real life, real life now. There ain't no second chances, yes to live with 40 eyes, girl. Real life now. You're fighting for your life, it's time to kill a thriller tonight.
So the clips you just saw were Terror at Teatro here in Teatro Fiesta. I just wanted to point out the social distancing that they do. You basically skip a row and then stagger. You can see in between the blues where the red is marked out, you can't sit. And of course, they load you in and load you out very accordingly and then clean afterwards. But I will say, if you are planning on seeing a Halloween show during Hallowfest, make sure you get here nice and early so you can catch a spot because seating is limited. We've made our way into the children's area here in Spotsburg, and you can see that the Streamliner coaster has its brand new signage and the queue and everything has been painted. And then also it has its brand new standalone sign. So that's all looking really good. And then of course, last time we were here it was repainted, but you can see here it's got that nice silver, gray, and red paint scheme now. And then right next to Streamliner coaster, you have the recently redone Rambling Road, and you can see it's got its sign here. And the cars have been repainted. There's the cars going by. Looks really good too. So lots of really nice stuff going on here in the children's area. I do think they still have quite a bit of work to do, but this is what they've kind of gotten finished up this year so far. And Goalie Washer is dyed red to celebrate the occasion. There they go, getting splashed on. One thing I noticed with Goalie Washer is that this pipe here is now draining water, and then you also have kind of like a waterfall coming out from under the train bridge. So basically, if you're riding Goalie Washer, you are for sure getting pretty wet. So we actually came back to the park on Sunday because Fiesta Texas every Sunday during Hallowfest partners with the San Antonio Zoo, and here at Teatro Fiesta they bring out cool animals, talk about them, show them off, and we're gonna have to go check this out. Very excited, something new and really cool.
Occasionally you might hear them. So sometimes there's bigger species of owl that make like a hooting sound, right? Like whoo, whoo. You guys have probably heard that before. And this little warrior of the sky, but he's full grown. He won't get any bigger than this. They are adorable. And those little ears, what look like tufts of feathers or ears sticking up, they're not ears. They are just feathers. And that almost makes them look bigger, right? Like these big scary horns. Because if you're that small, you want to look dangerous. It's like all of us short people. We have to be fierce because we're small. We're pint size, right, Sarah? That's right. So they have this camouflage, they've got these big eyes, they've got these tufts of Texas, and they really thrive in any environment. But even though he looks like he kind of waddles a little bit, he is an amazing climber. They are great at climbing trees. In fact, sometimes they just fall right out of trees. They're not the most graceful animals, but he's giving you a really great idea of how they really thrive and maneuver, is that porcupines don't have great eyesight. They can't see very well, but they have an amazing sense of smell. So I probably have really stinky feet, and that's why he was like, what is that? I have to check that out. We have out here, this is not the largest species of snake, believe it or not. This is the 6th largest species of snake in the world, Burmese python. She right now is about 13 feet long and weighs 105 pounds. But this species can get up to about 20 feet, weighing in at 200 pounds. That is an amazing animal, super impressive. Now this is not a natural colored Burmese python. Natural colored Burmese pythons would be more browns and tans and blacks and greens, and they would really blend in with their environment. Whereas one this color, very bright, probably bred more for the pet trade.
All right, everyone, that does it for our Six Flags Fiesta Texas Hallowfest daytime portion video. Hopefully you all got a very good vibe of what's going on here during the day. The Looney Tunes are back. If you come on Sunday, you can check out the awesome animals from the San Antonio Zoo, and then of course every day they have their 2 live entertainment options, which if you all stick around for the nighttime video that's coming out soon, you will see Wicked Mix Volume 1. Y'all saw Terror at Teatro, both very good shows. If y'all have any questions about Hallowfest, please make sure you let us know in the description below. It's very fun to see what's going on with Daredevil Dive Flying Machines, even though it hasn't opened. And it's fun to see all the other improvements around the park as well. We don't have an opening date for Daredevil Dive Flying Machines as of the filming of this video. Really seems like it's ready to go, so I'm not sure what the holdup is, if they're waiting for something specific, but we'll just have to wait and see if there's going to be an official announcement. The ads around the park still say that it is new for 2020. They haven't switched them to 2021, so I don't know if that's a good clue or not. All of the sanitization efforts around the park are going really well. Entering the park is very smooth. There's tons of hand sanitizer stations. There's clean teams everywhere, spraying stuff down, wiping stuff down. Great social distancing in the theaters. And kind of the issue we have at Six Flags Over Texas, people just don't really concept social distancing in lines. So, I don't know, the park has done what they can do to help with that, but it's really up to us as guests to uphold that and kind of look out for each other. So just kind of keep that in mind. It does. Some lines are fine. Some lines, people, I don't know what they're doing. They're not paying attention to anything. So just keep that in mind. I haven't really ridden a lot of rides at Six Flags Park since they've reopened. If a ride has no line, I will ride it. I try to mobile order as much food as possible to avoid lines, but you know, you still kind of run into it here and there. I do think that mask compliance at this park is pretty top-notch. You don't really see a ton of people incorrectly wearing their masks. I think culturally in San Antonio, people are more laid back and maybe a little more patient with reason and understanding and respect for others and for the guidelines that Six Flags is trying to follow. So mask compliance here was really pretty great, and it's something that people at Six Flags Over Texas, it's kind of a struggle. It's not that the park doesn't enforce it, it's only as good as how people are going to take it. So like I said, stay tuned for our nighttime Hallowfest video. There's going to be lots of fun stuff from scare zones and other theming around the park. The ambiance changes, it gets a little more spooky, and we'll also show you clips from, like I said, Wicked Mix Volume 1 and the Frightful Finale new fireworks show that's taking place. So stay tuned for that. And there's also going to be a third video where we review a lot of the specialty food items around for Hallowfest and kind of show you where they are located. So sit tight, and those videos will be coming very soon. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon at a theme park.